about yesterday in church, Sunday morning in worship. So today is actually the celebration, or of Saint Matthew, the apostle. And so it's kind of fitting to talk about him, but also it's fitting because yesterday we talked about how we cannot deny, we cannot believe in the power of the gospel and then say people can't change. And I think we're going to look at, it's actually Matthew 9 through 13. This is what it says. It says, "And Jesus passed on from there, and he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth, and he said to him, 'Follow me.' And he rose and followed him. And Jesus reclined at table in the house, and behold, many tax collectors and sinners came and were reclining with Jesus' disciples. And when the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, 'Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?' And when he heard it, he said, 'Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. Go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. I came not to the righteous, but to sinners.'" So you have Matthew, who was a tax collector. And in that day and age, that made them a gross sinner because they had a reputation for being dishonest, taking much more than they needed to, and really profiting on the hardships of others because they could ask for more than they deserved and then would go to taxes. And so, and Matthew would have been viewed as a traitor too, because he was supporting the Roman government through collecting taxes. So he would have been really viewed as hated and as just an abominable person. And a lot of Jews may have looked at him and said, "You're done. You're there. There's nothing that can. God is not going to do anything in your life." But Jesus comes along and invites him to not just change his life, but to follow him. Those words are important because it meant Jesus was, had the role of a rabbi. So he was essentially saying, "Follow me, be my disciple." And so then you have Matthew, whose life is completely and totally changed. He goes on to write one of the Gospels. He is one of the apostles. But as they are having a meal at, it seems, maybe Matthew's house, all these other tax collectors and sinners come because they hear about Matthew and how Jesus invited him to follow him. And the Pharisees essentially start calling Jesus out, saying, "You shouldn't eat with people like that." But Jesus makes it clear that's why he came. And he makes it clear that these people can change. He talks about the sick needing a physician. Well, a physician's goal is to change the health of the patient, right? To make the sick whole. So Jesus is saying, my goal is to change people's lives. Those who are sick with sin, for them to follow after me and have their lives changed. That's good news. This week, I want you to continue to think about and be praying for people that you know, that maybe you were tempted to say, "Well, I'm just going to write them off." But today I encourage you to pray for them and seek opportunities to share the good news. Because people can change through the power of the gospel. Hope you guys are having a good